Coast of M963, you're on Raw and More. Angus Hamill with you as always on a beautiful autumny Monday evening. Shout out quickly before we start to the beautiful Marianne from Morisset who called in saying she's really enjoying the radio this evening. It's always lovely to hear from you, Marianne. I really hope you enjoy tonight's Raw and More. We've got a packed house in front of us this evening. Myself, Angus Hamill, and alongside me we have Finn Smith-O'Brien. How are you going today, sir?
Going very well, thanks, mate. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Thanks so much for sticking around after your exploits on Raw earlier. We'll get into that in just a moment, but first, I want to welcome our good friend Stephen Wheatley. How are you going today, Steve?
Oh, thank you, Angus. Good evening, Coasties. Yes, we definitely have all the team on board here tonight. Glad to be spending another Monday evening with you fine gents.
I know, nothing better, am I right?
Where else would you rather be?
Oh, nowhere, honestly. Brando Macmillan, he's also here once again. You're on a streak now, Brando.
Oh, yeah, it's been pretty consistent, hasn't it?
I know, right? You're almost
like you never left.
I know, right? And welcoming back after a couple of weeks of other responsibilities, James O'Brien is with us as well. How are you going, Jamesy?
Yeah, I'm going good, thanks. Glad to get a morning shift from time to time.
I know, right? And it frees up the evening so you can come and party with us. How
100%.
Good. Now, Finn, earlier you got the chance to, well, you were the star of Raw this evening. You were the interviewer. Your chat with Agnes about neurodivergent travelling went quite well, didn't it?
Yes, about Drevengers with Agnes. Yes, that will be airing quite soon.
It did air. It aired tonight. You were here.
Yes, my apologies, of course. Yes, and that was quite a good chat, and
and more to come, Coasties.
More to come.
Of course, it's only the beginning, Finn. Absolutely. Brando, how was your weekend, sir?
I don't know if you watched the NRL this weekend.
I regret asking already, but yes.
Well, Para didn't do good.
No, but Manly didn't either, to be fair.
Yeah, come on, mate. I mean, it's not that hard to beat Canberra. I mean, we did it.
But the funny thing was, I sent a photo of the scoreboard of Manly when they played, and I was like, oh, not looking too good. And then as soon as Para's scoreboard came in, of course, Steve-O, without hesitation, was like, look, mate, we might have lost, but you guys lost way worse.
Well, I will say this. You got the win last week. So, yeah, we were applauding you last week, Brando. But Para actually joined a pretty exclusive club. They've conceded 50 points, at least 50 points in multiple games in just 6 rounds. So I want to know what the stats are for the least amount of time to have 2 50-plus point concedings, but I reckon Para, you guys would be up there. But I will say as well, at least you're doing better than the Knights in a strange way at the moment.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
They can't score points to save their life at the moment, James.
Yeah, I've got to agree with you. And West Tigers, they've gotten a lot better, but yeah, that game was very terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't the best Sunday afternoon for either team, really, which just goes to show. But I want to talk about a highlight of my own from the weekend. Any of you guys into golf at all?
Not really.
I like mini golf.
A little bit, yeah.
Well, think of putt-putt, but in like a really fancy country club, right?
Go on.
The Masters tournament happened over the weekend, and the Irishman, Mr. Rory McIlroy, his search for a Masters title finally ended because he won it this morning, our time, Sunday afternoon, American time. I don't know, well, golf fans might remember he was leading the Masters coming into the final round back in 2011, and he choked so hard that he ended up finishing 15th. But that has haunted him ever since. He's finally won the Masters, so here is a bit of Irishness going out on the airwaves to Rory, who's definitely listening in right now from America. Here's a bit of U2 with what Rory did, trying to throw his arms around the world. Coast of M963, you're on Raw and More. Angus Hamill and the Raw Boys with you this evening between 7 and 9 p.m. That right there was English electronic house artist Moby with his 1999 hit single Porcelain, chosen for tonight's playlist, all about around the world, because there is a picture of the world on the single cover of that song right there. So a bit of an interesting niche reference. Speaking of the world, James, we were going through our weekend highlights a minute ago, and I left you out specifically because I knew that you had one to do with a certain person being top of the world that I thought would be better to get into on its own. So what was your weekend highlight, Sir James?
Oh, so the weekend highlight, we had the UFC 314 on. So I was working at that time, so it was very busy. For until the 3 o'clock mark, the kitchen was dead, but everyone was focused on that fight, and that was the Alexander Volkanovski fight.
Yeah, so he went for the featherweight.
The featherweight title, and in context, he was the former featherweight title, but he lost it, and then he regained it again, and he pretty much became the first fighter over 35 years of age to win back the title back underneath the welterweight bracket.
That's huge.
Yeah, it is.
You expect the guys in the smaller weight classes to be young and agile and fit, and then there's our boy, the Volk.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, Volkanovski.
I bet you watched the fight in between work, haven't you?
Yeah, I did. Well, bit of hush-hush, but when I was putting the place back up, I did have a little peek from time to time.
Well, as you should. You're like
Yeah.
one of the biggest UFC fans I know. Did you see the moment because it was decision, right?
Yeah, I went with the decision, and I did let all the chefs know, and I was pretty much watching it in the background, the TV, and when I've heard the winner, the new featherweight champion, and I heard Alex Volkanovski's name, everyone was cheering, I was cheering, and the chef next to me went, "Oh, is that the Australian dude?" I said, "Yeah, that's the Australian dude. That's the Australian dude."
Huge. What a comeback. It's so good to see him back at the top where he belongs, Jamesy?
Yeah, I reckon.
We get this a few times with some events that are on these days, whether it's either UFC, the NRL, whatever the case may be. It's kind of like the similar experience you have when it's Melbourne Cup. You know, everyone just stops what they're doing for like a good 5 to 10 minutes. Like people could be driving in their car and they would just all of a sudden just pull up over on the side of the road, and other people driving past us going like, why have they just randomly just stopped?
And may I just say, James is a very loyal Volkanovski fan, because I remember we watched his fight last year at Railway, Angus, myself and James, when that instant knockout happened. After everyone left, I remember James was like, look, as long as he doesn't let that get to him, he's going to be back on top.
Neck minute, you were right, Jamesy.
Like, I was devastated last year, and this year I was cheering.
A win for James, a win for the Volk, a win for all Australia. Isn't that right,
Loyal
Finn?
fan.
Yes.
Well, hail the king.
Aussie, oi, oi, oi.
Oi, King Volk. Well, it's awesome. It's always fantastic to see Aussies up there at the top. Jamesy, fantastic weekend highlight, and massive congrats to you being a massive Volk fan as well. Coming up, because for the first time this evening, Brando is going to be giving us
Brando's good vibe of the night.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
No, you nailed it, I reckon. Alrighty, it's the segment where Brando dives deep into his own personal playlist, pulls out a song he thinks has immaculate vibes, and slaps it out there on the Coast of M airwaves, hoping that you, listening at home right now, enjoy it as much as he does. Now, Brando, you've been saying all night before you came on air, when you gave me this song for the playlist, that you got a bit of a twist attached to this one.
Yes. So, the song I've picked is Goodbye Love by Geordie. British rock band from the 70s. And the interesting part is, after the breakup, the lead singer later joined another band which happened to be one of the most legendary rock bands of all time. And I'm wondering, based on listening to this song, you can guess which band he would later join, like the singer.
So, for this segment, Brando, you're becoming the quiz master.
Yes.
Alrighty, so did you hear that, guys? The task ahead of us is listen to Brando's song, see if we can guess the legendary lead singer of this track, this band, that went on to be the lead singer of another, would you say, more well-known band?
Yeah, because Geordie was very short-lived, didn't got as big as I think it should, but the lead singer of that band later on joined one of the biggest bands of all time.
Alrighty, well, we're going to put our thinking caps on. In the meantime, here is Brando's good vibe of the night. It's Geordie with Goodbye Love. Coast FM 963, you're on Raw and More. That right there was Brando's good vibe of the night, which was, of course...
Goodbye Love by Geordie.
And you've got a bit of a quiz for us attached to that pick.
Yes, because after Geordie broke up, the lead singer later joined a new band, which later became one of the most legendary rock acts of all time. And I want to know if you guys can guess who the singer is or which band the singer would later join based on hearing this.
Yeah, it's a very distinctive voice, but I'm not sure if I recognise it. You direct proceedings, Brando. Who do you want to guess first?
Steve.
Well, using my thinking and musical history knowledge, I think that I'm going to let James pick first.
So Steve is disqualified.
That was nice
All
and
right,
quick.
James.
I'm going to be way off, but by that I mean way off. But I think I'm listening to the singer, and it kind of remind me of the singer that sang "What is love? Baby, don't hurt me." I think I'm way off. But
Interesting
I think
choice.
That will be kind of be my guess.
Interesting choice.
Hathaway.
All right, Angus.
There was so many I had in my mind while that was playing, but because it was the 70s and they obviously would have joined an 80s rock band, I think they're American anyway, but I'm going to go with Steve Perry, the lead singer of Journey.
Very interesting. All right, Finn.
It's a hard one. I'm tossing up.
I picked you last because I assumed you Googled it.
We'll see. Hopefully not.
If he has Googled it, here's some extra pressure. Ready? Yeah.
Well, I'm tossing up. It was quite theatrical. I'm tossing up either between something like Queen, perhaps.
So you think it was Freddie Mercury who sang it?
I do.
No, it wasn't Freddie Mercury.
All right, so should I give the answer now?
Yes.
Okay, so a bit of a backstory. Geordie was a band that formed in the early 70s. English band, sorry, Angus.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm done.
So you're eliminated.
So, but after the band broke up, the lead singer later joined an Aussie band, actually, and that band is AC/DC.
Wow.
What? So it's Brian Johnson.
It's Brian Johnson, yes.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Well, he was in
There you
England
go.
and then he was in black.
Yes, and he can actually sing and not this...
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
You
didn't Google it.
You weren't wrong. I never ever would have guessed that. So, well done, Brando. You've beaten us all.
Thank you.
It's for my chance to possibly beat you in 2 songs. They sound exactly alike. Yes, these are 2 songs, and they sound alike. Indeed. So, Brando, I love that you became quiz master tonight, and that was very, very interesting.
Thank you.
This is our Sound Alike segment where I give you 2 songs where one is the original and the other kind of took some inspiration, we shall say, from the original. It's up to these guys to work out whether or not the inspiration was done in a legal way or if they completely ripped it off and got in big, big trouble. So the 2 songs ahead of us this evening, well, they're both by kind of diva-ish acts, I would call them, to say the very least. I know, right? Very R&B vibes, kind of disco-y, funky, that sort of period. One of which was a big hit in the late 70s as well, I believe, or maybe early 80s. The other one was performed by one of the greatest vocalists of all time. Without further ado, this is song number 1 and the original out of the 2. It's The Emotions with Best of My Love. Coast FM 963, you're on Raw and More.
What was that?
He was feeling that good vibe.
That, as they say in Spanish, that was Maria Carey.
Very impressive.
Can you guys do a Mariah Carey impersonation?
Nah, I'm not even going to try, sorry.
I think probably the best I could probably do is probably you made that.
Not bad, not bad.
No, you did more like you were drunk or something.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, that was her run at the end. James was hitting us with the...
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't want a lot for Christmas. So that one.
Okay, so James's microphone's muted now. We are playing Sound Alikes, the segment where I give you 2 songs that are, one was an original, one kind of took some inspiration from the other. It's up to these guys to figure out if the inspiration was done legally or illegally. Rip off, court case, see you later, mate. At the top, we heard from The Emotions with their hit single, The Best of My Love. And that song you just heard was Mariah Carey with Emotions. Now, guys, what do you reckon? Very similar sounding songs, chord progression, vocals, very similar. What do you reckon? Is it the rip-off or is it all good?
All right, Jamesy, you guessed first last time, and
Ding, ding, ding.
yeah, it's only fair that you guessed it for this
Pretty
one.
much. We'll just start with me.
Why not? Age before beauty.
So I'm going to guess legal.
Okay, why is that?
Well, no, I just guessed.
Fair enough. How about you, Brando, music expert?
All right, since I always guess legal, it's only fair that I guess legal again.
You're going legal?
Yeah.
You're on a legal streak? Okay. How about you, Stefan? What are you thinking?
Yeah, look, I'm actually going to go with the boys on this one. I think it was actually all G. It was all fine. It was all good. There was no emotionally illegal activity. Thank you. Yes.
I like that. I caught that. I like it. All right. Well, Finn, everyone's on the same side. Are you going to be a rebel and go against them?
The contrarian, I'm not. I'm going to have to agree with the gang, fellas, because
it's either we're all
Mariah's
right
big.
or all wrong.
Sink or swim.
All right.
We're on the same boat. Sink or swim.
Oh, same guest friends. Oh, same guest. Well, I can confirm right now that Emotions by Mariah Carey did it
Roll.
illegally. It was actually a rip-off.
Okay.
So loser friends. Yeah, it wasn't initially talked about, but after Maurice White, the writer of Best of My Love, pointed out that our two songs sound kind of similar, Mariah Carey's producer and songwriter David Cole came out and said, yes, we actually did borrow a lot of the instrumentation from your track for our track. This obviously led to a lawsuit for copyright infringement, which was settled privately. Maurice White, strangely enough, is not added as a songwriter on the song, but it is publicly known now that, Mariah Carey and her team ripped him off.
Wait, so he asked, hey, you're ripping off my song, and then the response was, yeah, we kind of did. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Always honest.
We accidentally cut and pasted, yeah. So
Yeah, sorry about that.
yeah, when it's that blatant, I suppose it's an easy case. Well, it's okay, guys. You'll have redemption, I'm sure, later on. But first, and now we are celebrating an anniversary with Angus's Good Vibe of the Night. Yes, it's my good vibe of the night, the segment where I dive deep into my own personal playlist, pull out a song or two I think have immaculate vibes, slap them out there on the Coast of M airwaves and hope that you, yes you, Brando Macmillan, I'm just kidding, enjoy it as much as I do. Now, tonight's good vibe is a band I have featured quite a few times, but hey, you know what? My show, my rules. If I want to play them, I'll play them, okay? You got a problem with it? Just please stick around because we love having the listenership. You might know a band from America known as 21 Pilots. They're one of my most beloved bands of all time. I've had the chance to see them a couple of times in concert back in 2017 with my mate Ethan, friend of the show, and a few months ago with my best friend Jen from Jensville. But they recently had two of their songs, which I would consider to be two of my favourite songs by them, that are celebrating anniversaries. Firstly, we have 21 Pilots' Tear in My Heart, which was released 10 years ago, almost to the day, and their COVID anthem, Level of Concern, which was released 5 years ago. So what better time to celebrate both these anniversaries than together with a 21 Pilots double play. But first, hey, Tyler Joseph, how do you say hello in Korean? Coast FM 963, you're on Raw and More. Angus Hamelander, boys, with you between 7 and 9 p.m. tonight. That right there was a bit of a double play and my good vibe of the night. 21 Pilots right there with Level of Concern. Before that, we heard 21 Pilots with Tear in My Heart. A couple of my favourite singles by one of my favourite bands that are celebrating milestones. Level of Concern was released 5 years ago, and Tear in My Heart came out 10 years ago. A couple of absolute bangers, bops, and what have you. They come very highly in my mind and in my heart as well. Speaking of coming very highly, we are about to go across the 8 o'clock threshold with a challenge I always like to pose in front of the boys. Now, out the back, we hashed out a couple of years. I think, Steve, was it the year you came out with we ended up on?
Yes, we did. So it is my pick for the year for this one. So I have chosen probably the year before you were born, mate, 1998.
Correct.
So, yeah. So the year that I believe it was PlayStation 1 was also had just come out
Wow.
was all, I know. Check out Steve with a bit of the history knowledge here.
I know, right?
Yeah, a bit of also fun fact. Also, the year that the Super League Wars were happening in the footy. So that actually was the year that the Broncos played the Bulldogs in the grand final.
Yeah, that's right. So 1998 was the year picked, and it was actually Tassios, or James O'Brien's year of birth as well.
Yes.
And I'm going to play for you guys 3 songs that charted in the hottest 100 of 1998. When we come back, it's up to you guys to try and figure out which of the 3 tunes charted the highest, starting off right now with song number 1. Coast FM 963, you're officially on the second hour of Roar and More. Ango, Finno, Steve-O, Brando and James O'Brien with you this evening between 7 and 9 p.m. That right there were 3 songs back to back to back that all charted within the top 10 of the hottest 100 of 1998, as indirectly chosen by Stephen Wheatley. Hearing those songs, Steve, as the only person that lived through that entire year among us, does it take you back listening to those tunes?
I need to remind him that he's old.
Yeah, just thanks for just reminding me there, Angus. No, actually, mate, it did. There was a lot of good memories that were coming up with hearing those songs, and I got to admit, I did see a few of you boys really getting into some of them tunes.
Yeah, we were bopping out as well. We started off there with The Offspring and Pretty Fly for a White Guy. Then we heard the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones and The Impression That I Get. And the song you just heard was Ben Lee with Cigarettes Will Kill You, a wonderful CSA right there.
Mm-hmm, yes.
It's up to you guys to figure out which of those 3 songs charted the highest.
I'll go first.
Alrighty, Brando.
Go for it.
All right. I'm pretty confident that it's Pretty Fly for a White Guy by The Offspring.
What makes you say that?
Just a hunch, but also that song gets played still to this day, so it's got to at least chart number 1.
I like it. I like that little logic that you used right there. How about you, Jamesy? What do you reckon? You were born this year.
Oh, yeah, I was born. Fun fact.
Indeed. What do you reckon charted the highest?
Yeah, I'll give you another fun fact, but I'll answer the question first. So I pretty much remember this type of thing. So I remember a long time ago, me and Ethan had this type of answer question, but we got that wrong.
Oh.
But I'm going to go with Brandon's choice as well.
Well, I can't believe it stuck with you that long. Wow.
Yeah.
All right, Finjamin, what are you feeling?
I'm going to have to agree. Pretty Fly for a White Guy by The Offspring. I'm biased. I love The Offspring, and I've heard that the most recurrently, the most frequently by far.
Well, there you go, Steve. What are you feeling? Are these guys bozos, or are they completely on the ball?
I am going to be, as you say, a rebel, and I'm going to touch wood to say that hopefully I am correct.
Knock on wood. Well,
Yes.
I can confirm the song that charted the lowest out of the 3 was, in fact, it was the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, The Impression That I Get. It charted the lowest.
Mission fail, Steve. We'll get him next
But
time.
I really
And you
liked
picked
it.
last minute too.
I know.
That's okay. I've had a weekend of not having things go my way. What's another one?
Danger's the middle name.
Oh, man, he went for
Taking
all the
risks.
glory and he's getting none of it. But the question is, will the rest of you guys get the glory? The song that charted the highest was... Of course, it was Pretty Fly for a White Guy.
As it should be.
Ben Lee actually came in at number 2, and it's funny you say that it should have charted the lowest, Steve, because Double J did a re-poll of the 1998 Hottest 100 20 years on. Pretty Fly for a White Guy finished number 1 once again. The Impression That I Get by the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones came in the top 10. Ben Lee, nowhere to be seen in the top 10, even though he finished second in that original poll.
Can I interrupt a little bit just to do a quick fun fact?
Sure.
Shoot.
So when I was born, the number 1 song was from the World Cup Cup of Life by Ricky Martin.
It actually was. That's actually
I remember
very
that
true.
very
Yes,
well. A
yes,
good FIFA year.
It was in Europe, that World Cup too.
And congratulations, James and Brando and Finn, for taking the gong out with the Hottest 100 quiz tonight. And speaking of taking things out locally...
And now it's time for the local list.
Yes, it's the local list, the segment where the homebrewed boys Cameron Smith and Eamon Snow send through a brand new release by an awesome local artist every single week. Tonight's pick comes from Eamon Snow. Well, hello, new artist, he says. She's never been featured before with brand new music. Her name is Shanara, and her debut single is being showcased on the airwaves tonight. Brand new. It's called Breathe. It's a perfect track if you love juxtapositions. It is melody, moody, it's calm, but simple and layered, beautiful, and haunting at the exact same time. She's very brand new on the scene, but she opened on the main stage at the Rolling Sets Festival at the entrance a couple of years ago. And with songs like these, if it's anything to go by, you'll be seeing her on the main stage more often. Without further ado, our pick for the local list tonight is Shannara with Breathe. Coast FM 963, you are on Raw and More. That right there was our pick for the local list this evening. Local artist with her debut single. It's Shannara and Breathe. Perfect for your yoga playlist. And a man that knows this track very well is joining us right now. Will, who's on from 9 till 10. You popped your head in and said that you got to be there when this song was kind of being produced, right?
Yeah, so what happened was I've been enrolled at this music production course at the Grove Studios, which is up near Dogtrap Road. And basically, the producer who helped make the song, Owen Butterworth, he came in and sort of opened the session file for this song and sort of just went through what he did, with the reverb on the vocals and the drums and all that stuff. And honestly, it was just amazing because there were so many like channels and layers to this song.
Yeah, one
and
incredible. Oh, sorry, what did you say?
Oh, no, that's good. But yeah, and after we heard it, a lot of the classmates sort of just went, oh, I'm going to add that to my playlist. It's honestly great because I don't blame it. It's a great, like, sort of dream poppy song right there.
Yeah, it's amazing. You would expect it to come out of, like, big artists, like, Billie Eilish, for example. She's very much into the dream pop sort of thing. And it was recorded right here on the coast, and you got to be in the room to see the skeleton of it, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I'm honestly, honoured to see it because, I can then say to my kids, hey, I saw this song in a sort of like rawest sort of skeleton form, as you said. And now it's like, it would be like in the future, hopefully it's like big and famous. So now, that's a story to tell.
That's the ultimate hipster flex. I got to see this song not only before it was cool, but before it was released. So huge. Well, Will, thanks so much for the insight. That's such a cool story for you to share with us. I'll let you go prep your show once again. And now it's time for the man with the plan and the cans to pick his...
Steve's good vibe of the night. Oh, yeah, just some good vibes on the boys.
We love those good vibes. Steve Wheatley, it's your turn to pick your good vibe of the night. Pick a song that you love, slap it there on the airwaves. Hope that the listeners enjoy it as much as you do. What's on the block for you this evening, sir?
Yes. So I definitely have chosen something very special for my good vibe of tonight's show. I have chosen Katy Perry with Last Friday Night, and I've chosen that song probably a little bit because of what's coming up over the weekend. We've got a nice, big, lovely, long weekend over the weekend, and... well, I'm sure some people may be doing a bit of reflecting on what they do on their Good Friday, probably come the Monday or the Tuesday next week.
Oh, definitely. And not to mention that, the Easter Saturday and the Easter Sunday celebrations, and then do it all again.
Yes, they'll be singing about, last Friday night.
Indeed.
And also Bradley B-Rad Martin, a former presenter, he's going to come back to the coast.
Yes. We should try to get him on the show if possible for next week.
That would be nice. We'll be partying all weekend with B-Rad, that's for sure. And we'll be partying in the studio right now because this is Steve Wheatley's good vibe of the night. Kathy Beth Terry, also known as Katy Perry, with Last Friday Night. The classic Friday night tradition, am I right? Coast FM 963, you're on Raw and More. That right there was Steve's good vibe of the night, which was, of course...
Last Friday night. And I'd say we've probably all had a couple of Friday nights where we've done exactly all those things, and then we've gone, I won't do that again. But then that changes, then again, come next Friday.
Exactly.
And you do it all again.
Next Friday night, do it all again. Or as the epic gamers out there might recognise it better as...
Don't mind that night. I know you're looking at that thing.
Yeah.
You're feeling kind of brave. Go to bed, you'll be alright.
Don't mind that night.
Nothing's gonna change if you just wait.
Another week, another Minecraft parody.
Oh, yes.
I will slip it in every single time if it's possible. That's what she said.
There's no chicken jockeys there, though.
Chicken? Yeah, no, this studio would be messed up if there was a chicken jockey.
Yeah.
That would grind Finn's gears well and truly, which is quite a coincidence because, Finn, it's time for you to let us know this week what's grinding your gears. Last week, I believe it was vacuum-sealed tools.
No, I think it was vacuum-sealed meals, actually.
Correct.
Angus?
Oh, it's tools.
Tools,
Correct.
yeah. And what's
okay.
grinding your gears this week, Finn?
When you're trying to make a coffee and there's not enough water to fill up the coffee, that infuriates me.
Or in the
You
kettle?
run out of water.
From the kettle, right? Like the boiled water, yeah.
Yeah, you realise there wasn't enough, or milk, whatever, in cereal. Just whenever you anticipate that you'll fill something up and it's so disheartening when there's not enough.
What do you put in to make up the rest of it when that happens?
Misery.
Wow, you put a whole state of America in? Missouri? Wow.
It's a lot.
I probably will kind of agree with Finn. I know one of the things that I don't like, and I actually had this happen to me actually last Friday when I was actually out and about doing some errands. I think probably one of the things that I don't like is when you go to get a coffee from somewhere and it's just the simplest thing. You might ask for just a flat white, let's say, for example, and they tend to put more water in it, and there's not enough room for anything else. There's
Wow.
more water than coffee.
I don't
So
put milk in coffee ever.
Finn's problem is not enough water. Your problem is too much water, in other words.
Never put
So,
milk in it.
Finn, on the grindometer, what would that rate your water problem?
It's got to be about 9.5 because it's early in the morning and it really gets me. Yeah.
So there you go. It's more than the vacuum sealed tools, 9.5. That's going to be tough to beat this time next week, Finn. Thank you very much for that insight.
Looking forward to see what next week's installment is.
Could we possibly get a 10? I don't know, but one thing we are about to get is this.
It's the birthday bash. The birthday bash. Just call up Angus and find out what song was number one on your birthday.
Oh, he's standing
Oh,
up.
thanks,
Wow.
James. I appreciate that. This is an emotional moment for me. That's why I'm standing up right now. So it's not your typical birthday bash where we open it up to the public and they call in and I say, oh yeah, sorry, you were born before the charts started. I can't play your birthday song. This one is a very special shout out to two very important people to me in my life. My wife, Jen from Jensville, and my husband, Joel. Would you believe it? These two people in my life not only have birthdays around the same time, they were born one day apart.
Wow.
Yeah, so Joel's birthday is actually today, the 14th of April. He's turning 25, and my dear Jen, she turns 25 yesterday. So my present to them is the song that was number one on both their birthdays 25 years ago today was NSYNC with everyone's favourite, Bye Bye Bye.
Yeah, Deadpool Wolverine.
Hell yeah, exactly. It's time to hear our last good vibe of the evening, of course. It's
Good vibe of the night.
Oh my God, what a choir that was. It's Finn's good vibe of the night, the segment where, I know, them harmonies though, the falsettos and everything. Ooh, harmony friends. All right, Finjamin, lucky last, what have you got for us as your good vibe?
We got Lou Reed with Walk on the Wild Side. Is probably arguably his best by far. It was just all about drag, all about living on the edge. About
Very,
fun.
very taboo, touchy topics, considering it was released in, the early 70s, I believe?
Yes, very ahead of his time. Progressive, fun guy, or whatever else. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, indeed. He's got a lot of proclivities, and this is a song
Indeed.
all about them. Finn's good vibe of the night. Lou Reed, let's take a walk on the wild side. Coast FM, FM, Coast FM, Coast FM, FM.
Weird for the
963.
intro where everyone sings off key.
I thought that was music to my ears. You're on Raw and More. That right there was Finn's good vibe of the night, which was, of course,
Take a Walk on the Wild Side.
by
Lou Reed.
very nice pick right there. Very taboo, very sexy, very
Lewis
ooh.
Reed.
On the,
Nice.
very on the wild side indeed. Very nice. Well, speaking of very nice, it's been a very nice show, guys. Pleasure hanging out with you all as always. What have you guys got on for the rest of the week? Steve, very quickly.
Yeah, so I've got a few things happening the rest of the week, mate, and then have the nice, lovely Easter long weekend coming up over the weekend, and I've actually saved a bit of fun news till the end of the show tonight. So I also will be celebrating a B-Day on Easter Sunday myself, and
Oh, nice, Steve. Congratulations.
Yeah.
You're 1. You're 2. You're 3.
so, so I'll be actually celebrating a birthday myself, and while also mentioning it, so shout out to Jen too, who you said was also celebrating her birthday today, but I will actually correct you, mate. You actually got her age wrong. It's actually not 25, it's 21. So congratulations being 21 again, Jen.
Would you stop trying to rizz up my wife? And on that note, because it's been such a good time, we're going to finish up here with a bit of Al City and Carly Rae Jepsen. Our good friend Will's coming up after the 9 o'clock news with classic hits and more, but we'll see you same time next week for Raw and more. Good night, guys.
Have a good weekend,
Bye.
Coasties.
Signing off. Bye.